There's so many ways Mini Big Troll is going to troll us. For starters, Mini Big Troll? I mean, how can something be mini and big? Oh, I think you get the idea.
Hello, robot figure fans, some of which might be sticklers for quality and functionality. This is KRBrickBot, and I'll be reviewing Tobot v Mini Big Troll. Like Great Admiral, it was released in November of 2019, at the same time or very shortly after him, and retails for the same price of 25,000 Korean won. Quick look at the packaging. Again, it's in this comic style with a green tone. Some little half tones there and a portrait there. This translates to small but powerful. The side of the box here shows the robot and vehicle. This thick line work is looking very gray and unusually muddled because this is a black robot, so it just shows all those little gray details there. More renders here. Nice green portrait here. And compared to the Greatest Admiral's box, it is the same height but slightly shorter in width. Okay, with that out of the way, let's get this thing open. First, taking a look at Mini Big Trail. So Big Trail is an American-styled big rig that's a nice downscaling of this thing. Proportions intact. So compared to the regular toy, this thing is mostly unpainted except for the yellow backs and the baby blue windows and headlights. Everything else is in a black color or this bluish white, milky white color. Kind of hard to replicate, and probably not too pleasing for some. It also shares the same plastic color with Master V, which came after the original Big Troll. So apart from nitpicking of lack of paint apps, this thing is not perfectly aligned. Yeah, it's a little offset here. I'm not sure why. I think it might have been some sort of molding flaw. Maybe one of these little panels here just did not mold in properly, and therefore no matter what I try, it's just always going to be like this. I hope this is not a widespread problem, but it might be. So there's that little flaw. Next is Mini Troll, an FMTV truck with a very obvious robot bits. It's also pretty nice and intact. Basically, the only paint are the red and orange and a little bit of black and white. But all the little accents are non-existent, like this should be an orange V, this should be white, and this is very black when the big one has all sort of painted headlights and such. And the wheels are also looking pretty black. Also, compared to the bigger one, it looks like this is much more forward swept because it also has to accommodate some permanently placed pegs here. It rolls pretty well. Although I wonder if something could easily get caught on these very obvious horns here. As you can see, both his mammoth toe key and Big Trail's bull toe key are just permanently molded in there, so that is some very unfortunate undercarriage junk. Or some little cow catchers. So if you ignore that kibble, then this is also pretty good and sizable. Size comparisons. Mini Speed. Mini Monster. Mini Captain Police. Siege Barricade. And Unite Warriors Hound. This is the best hound you're getting. I don't have the fat ballerina on hand. So they're pretty undersized compared to the standard Transformers Deluxe. I think Troll is a nice big size, so you could kind of get away with it, but Big Trail is a rather tiny truck. More in scale with the Deluxe movie Optimus Prime here. If you saw my last review, you know that Big Trail and Troll don't have individual robot modes. But I'm going to approximate it. So it's pretty easy to do for Big Trail, at least in the arms. What's Big Troll's arms are Big Trail's legs. Display that out, and I'm not sure why there's an extra clip-in peg for here when I think these soft locking ratchets will do just fine. And consequently, that brushes up against this little knee kibble that is actually on the bigger toy. So he's kind of in a somewhat permanent stance like that. That's the best I can do without any heavy modifying or shapeways parts. This is all one solid piece, so he's just an upright walking Gerwalk truck. Or this is not a good Gerwalk truck either. Funny thing is, there are some details that would suggest a individual robot. For one, these feet are actually molded in a predetermined stance. Even though that's not really necessary for this kind of toy if it's only going to be truck mode and arm mode. And it looks like there are some molded fists in there that really don't do anything. That's an interesting touch. But yeah, if only. And to simulate a mini troll, this is going to take a lot more hands-on work. Who's the real troll here? Troll, me, or Young Toys for not giving us this proper troll? Unlike the parts for me, your greatest admiral, this one is pretty straightforward. So take Troll and spread out the legs. These, what are Troll's arms, are permanently fixed as Big Troll's legs. And don't forget to cock this back a bit and adjust those horns as necessary. Then just split Big Trail in half and adjust those arms. And clip them in these very specific holes. You can't swap them. One of the easiest combiners that is not automated and spring-loaded like those Crash combiners or Unity series or whatnot. Mini Big Troll, I know that sounds very oxymoronic, is still a very nice scaling down of the bigger Big Troll. From the front, it still has those nice details like those orange and red, and those legs really went to town. Looks like most of the paint that went to here, the chest. So there's the orange, red, and green in there with the orange, black, and green crotch. And the permanently molded bull toki in there. Although I think compared to the bigger one, since it has to roll flat, it's kind of really smooshed in there. And these wheels don't fold in because small scale and budgets. Those very big imposing shoulders and Big Trail's head permanently nestled in this permanently molded mammoth toki. And some nice beefy arms. It's looking very plain from the back. And regular Troll had some more paint details on the back here, since this would be like the front of his separate robot mode, but I don't think that's too much of a big deal breaker. And one more glaring omission apart from the glaring omission of no robot modes. Mini Big Troll does not come with a mini victory hammer. Kinda disappointing, but that is an extraneous accessory that really has nowhere to go even on the bigger one. I would have liked to see one that maybe could have clipped in here, but too bad. Well, here's a hammer. Can someone make a shapeways of a victory hammer? Articulation. There's no shoulder swivel here, but this is a functional shoulder swivel. Forward that much, back that much, split that much. Elbow that much, 90 degrees. Though not really a bicep swivel, but kind of. It's just the bottom leg here can rotate that much, providing that this thing doesn't get in the way. And a beautiful waist swivel, not required for the transformation. That's a very nice waist swivel with a soft lock. Forward that much, kind of obstructed with that torso kibble. Back that much. A supremely superb spread. And a double knee. So naturally the lower leg will just snap in first. Kind of limited articulation, but still pretty decent, especially with a waist swivel. And the head is static, but this may be easily rectified. Check out the video in the link and the description for how to give him a moving head. Size comparisons. Mini the Greatest Admiral. Transformers Legends Astro Train. Siege Shockwave. And Armada Megatron. So if you don't count these very big shoulders, head height wise, he comes up to a bigger Transformers Voyager. Of the two Tobot V mini combiners, I definitely like Mini Big Troll more than the Greatest Admiral. Big Troll is just much more solid and cohesive in color scheme and design, and pretty decent to handle and play around with, whereas the Greatest Admiral is just too part-formy and just pops off easily. It just pops off too easily. Big Troll is a nice display piece and a nice scaling with the Transformers Chug scale. But again, I'm disappointed they did not make this 2 individual robot modes as well. I could hope that Young Toys releases a mini Big Trail and Troll with their own individual robot modes that do not combine, but I highly doubt that. Overall, I would recommend mini or standard Big Troll for the Transformers scale, and the DX Troll and Trail for functionality and playability. And at about $35 on eBay at this time of recording, compared to the $25 retail price, I think that price is easier to stomach than the other Korean robots. Well, I guess that just leaves Master V and his non-transforming mini components as candidates for the Tobot V mini toy line. And maybe not the Rescue Team and the Season 1.5 Tobots.
Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to tune in for more Korean robot content. And feel free to share and comment as well. And until next time, this is KRBrickBot signing off.